Nowadays, you must have realized that more and more people are widely using terms like blockchain, token, smart contract, and maybe you're among those who are curious to understand better what they are. Well, there would be a lot to say, but let's try to be concise and explain it clearly. In this way, you will be able to understand better the technicalities of these tools that are now part of our daily lives. Let's start with the blockchain. According to many, it is a fantastic technology. One could say it is as much of a revolution as the introduction of the internet was in our offices and homes. To understand what it is and how the blockchain works, try imagining a register like that used by accountants in the past, where they had all their transactions in chronological order. Now, imagine several accountants who don't know each other interacting with an exact copy of the same accounting book. If even one of them makes a tiny change, it will magically appear on all the other copies. Try to imagine that every note in that book gets translated into a language that only the accountants and no one else in the world knows. Therefore, nobody can understand the accounting movements noted down in the various copies of the register. Now, think there is a rule stating that you can't alter anything unless all the others agree to it by actually changing it in their copy. Imagine you are a user who needs to send data or values to another user and that this action gets noted down on these registers. Yet, to complete this action, both the sender and the receiver must use a unique padlock that opens with a key that only you have. This key allows you to open and see the transaction in a clear language, while those who open it without that key will not understand a word, as if it sounds like an incomprehensible language. Well, all these things I have listed relate to what we call blockchain. Only that we don't have accountants doing the transactions and nothing movements down, but computers do all these things with the unique, unbreakable padlocks. That's why we can use blockchain technology to write down certified data and transfer values, and you can do so anonymously with a system that can't be violated or changed. Tokens are a digital representation of an asset. Try to think of a house divided into many pieces, where each piece is a token. Anyone who owns a token owns a share of the house in proportion to the number of tokens owned. Those tokens often come with rights. Imagine, for example, that a smart contract or an intelligent electronic agreement regulates the rent and the costs associated with it. This regulation establishes how to distribute rights and charges to the token and therefore to the owner. The good thing about the smart contract is that as soon as the tenant pays a rent, it distributes the rights to the house owners through the tokens. It does not distinguish between pleasant or unpleasant owners, or those who need more or less, nor will it pay a higher rent to an owner and less to another, because a smart contract only follows the rules written in the agreement without the possibility of modification or alteration. Of course, people from this field will not appreciate this simple explanation, but we are sure that for many who are watching this video, it will be quite the opposite. We hope that this video will help you have a more precise grasp of the complex functioning of this technology, which is indeed changing our future for the best. We will witness a tremendous change soon, thanks to the spread of blockchains, tokens, and smart contracts. Indeed, these tools will give us guarantees that we often lack today. Unlike the case with some human beings, they won't be subject to injustice or corruption.